What's going on, socialites? Welcome back to another GPS tracking. It's your commissioner, head coach, your Boston Braviers, Ryan, joined this week by Cole, head coach, the Driftveil City Dragapults. How's it going, Cole?
Good, Ryan.
That's good, man. Yeah, you must be feeling pretty good. So we'll kind of take a look at the league snapshot, so to speak, real quick, and then we'll dive into how your season's kind of turned around.
Okay.
Back in the thick of things. So let's take a look here. All right, so 7 weeks down, 3 left. We still got 3 undefeated teams. Cole, how many undefeated teams do you think we're going to end up with between 0 and 3 here?
I'd like to say 2 that aren't Boston. I think Memphis has a chance to go all the way.
Yeah, probably, but they got their toughest games ahead of them. I think
Okay.
Me and Memphis both have like some tough games to close it out.
Okay.
But yeah, so 3 teams remaining undefeated: 7-0 Denver, Boston, Memphis. Cream of the crop. Got a couple 6-1 teams though, Are you surprised about these teams at 6-1, Cole?
Not really. Okay, my food's here.
Uh-oh.
It's early. A little early.
Early.
Be right back. Sorry. I will say it's nice that I'm Vero's only loss.
That is true.
He lost to me, and ever since then he's just been on the upswing.
I mean, you can say about the same thing about Pittsburgh in my regards, but
fair.
I beat everyone, so I don't hang my hat on anyone in particular.
And the fact that we have like 5 million 4-3 teams right now.
Yes, so that's what we got to get into, is these 9 teams all within one game of 500. So we got 5 teams at 4-3 and 4 teams at 3-4. Out of those 9, only 5 can make it. So, and Lavender Town's technically not out of it. We'll see after this week if they're still in the running. But yeah, so out of these, are there any that you're just like, oh, well, they're probably not going to make it, or any that you think like, okay, these teams are most likely going to make it, or do you just put a bunch of coin flips in and see what comes out, Cole?
Well, I mean, there's a couple like Waco I would like to see make the playoffs since he didn't last year.
You would like to see it, but I'm saying, like, if you were Bayman, if I gave you $50 and I said put $10 on 5 of these teams, each one that makes the playoffs, you'll get 10 times that amount of money. So you get $100 for each team that makes the playoffs. What 5 teams are you putting the money on?
So top 10 make playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got 5, the 3 7-0s and the 2 6-1s. They're in. I don't think that there's really a mathematical way they're not in.
No, absolutely not. I'd say honestly, considering PSG and I play each other, so somebody's gonna get knocked out of at least one of these positions. I'd say it's a toss-up between me and Andrew right now, but then Tokyo, Oklahoma, Black City, and maybe Charm City.
Oh, really? All right.
If Zach can, stop messing up on his stuff. Because I watched that video.
That's a very broad term.
No, I know.
Stop messing up on your stuff.
Just with like you had said, like with his move choices, no protect on, no status moves on something with an assault vest, like the protect on Kobalion. And just making stupid decisions too.
Now let's see if we can take a quick look at the schedule real quick and see if we can figure some stuff out. So Black City and Charm City play each other this week too. So you figure if Charm City loses that game, they're out of it. So you kind of like them to win that game?
Charm City, if he can, get all of his stuff in order, then yes, Zach has a chance. I'd like to see him win, considering.
I gotta say, do you think it's out of the question? Like Black City start off 4-0. Is it out of the question that they end up 4-6? Because look at the other teams on their schedule here: Tokyo and Pittsburgh.
No, it's not. It's not. There's a chance he could end up 4-6, or at least maybe 5-5.
Yeah. I mean, this game against Charm City is gonna be big for both of those teams.
Yeah.
And
then, like with Buffalo, as much as I like Ali, I'm pretty sure Buffalo's gonna win.
Yeah, probably pick that up. But then they got a couple other people fighting for playoff spots at the end there, so those will be tough games.
So there's a chance that he might just barely miss out.
Then we look at Zach. We already talked about he kind of needs this win against Black City because then he goes up against Denver, and then he's got to finish against Buffalo, who will also be fighting for that playoff spot. Then we go
over to like El Paso, who plays Memphis, and I like Tom, but I'm not liking his chances against Kevin, considering how Kevin's season is gone. And then he's got me and Ali, so I'd like to say I'll beat him, but because if he loses to Kevin and me, then he's out of playoff playoff contention.
You could probably even lose this week, Cole, because that'll bring you to 4-4. And then, like you said, if you can beat Tom, and then you got Daytona.
Yeah.
So you can pick up. I think you can get 2 out of 3, if not, finish the season 3 in a row.
Yeah. I was telling Tom a couple of weeks ago, depending on how my season went, if I could lose to a certain team and still be okay to make playoffs, I was probably going to make that happen. And the answer and the team is Daytona, because if he didn't have a win, I was going to be nice and
give it to him.
And I was just going to give him a pity win because I feel bad for the poor guy. You
want that playoff position though. There's going to be so many teams fighting for that last bye. You need to be in the top 6 for that bye.
I had also said that a few weeks ago. That was before stuff started happening. So
yeah, when you started winning.
Now I'm realizing I can't let him win. I'm sorry, Joe, but which sucks because he has a really good team though.
Yeah.
It's just stuff hasn't been going his way.
Yeah, I talked about him if you watch his game against Denver, I mentioned some conversations that I had with him. So
yeah.
Hopefully, I give people strategies. I can't play the games for them though, so
right.
It's only so much. So Oklahoma currently 4-3. He's got a heck of a schedule to close it out here.
Oh yeah, Vero, you and
Boston, and then Levertown, who knows by then might not be in it anymore, but
yeah.
They could still be fighting for that last playoff spot if they get a couple big wins these next couple weeks. All right, then we talked about PSG. They also got a very tough schedule.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, if they don't get a win against you, they might be out of it.
Yep.
Because I don't know if
they got the two after me. They got 2 undefeated teams. So he's in trouble.
And then the last couple teams that we got that are in that slog fest is Tokyo, who's got a tough
pretty good schedule
as well.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Black City,
brother, and then Denver.
In Denver. And I know that at the beginning when we were talking about this, I said could Black City lose 6 in a row? You kind of held Reggie Gigas in check. I mean, we'll talk about more about your week and stuff in a little bit. But I mean, his team seems like a team that would just Reggie Gigas is not going to do much against him,
Yeah,
so
like usual, he has a very offense-forward team.
Yeah, a lot of steal and a lot of fighting. And guess what beats big normal types?
Yep.
Steal and fighting.
even
All right.
with its max darkness and
Yeah.
or should I say brutal
But it's
swing.
not doing as much as you
Yeah,
want to be
no.
clicking that max strike
Yeah,
as much as you can.
which she didn't even use against me at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, you did have a rock Pokemon, and what was your
That's fair.
and Amoonguss?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I can kind of understand that. And then Vero, they got a big game against Oklahoma. Well, actually,
Then they
Vero's
got the
already
big-
clinched, so we're not going to talk about them. They basically clinched a playoff spot. This last game against Memphis for them is probably going to be big because that might be, for the division. Depending on what happens, I think Memphis has to have some close games or lose one more, and then maybe that might matter.
Yeah, Waco has, Denver, and then he has a chance to maybe break. I'm not sure. Like what? I'm guessing a whole bunch of stuff would have to happen for him to hit 10th place.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that.
Yep.
Like they got a big game against Denver this week, but I think they can beat the Badoofs and they can definitely beat Seattle. So
Yeah, I hate to say it for Seattle, but yeah, it's kind of a guaranteed win in the last week.
Yeah, so if they can put a good game against Denver, yeah, like you said, they're going to be fighting for like that. Probably last spot or two are going to be some 5-5 teams. So you want to play close with against teams that you might lose against, and then you want to make sure that the Badoofs. I think he could do well against. For sure, I think he can pick up some points and a win there. And then against Seattle, you want to be looking at a 6 or more point win.
Yeah,
from that.
He's got to try and get a sweep.
Oh yeah, well, I said in my game like I was gonna be happy with 6 points from Seattle because they still have strong Pokemon. Like,
Okay,
you're gonna beat them, but like, okay, I'm gonna have one guy die. Like, Dragapult will probably kill one thing before I kill it or something, just because it's Dragapult. But yeah. So
he really likes running physical Dragapult.
Yeah, well, physical's fine in doubles.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, because you don't mind, like you like Clear Body and Phantom Force and Dragon Darts is good. So, and it gives you some good Dynamax options with Fly and Steel Wing.
Fair, yeah.
Good coverage. All right, so looking real quick at the top 10 performing Pokemon, Regigigas still sits at the top. You held it in check though. You didn't.
Oh yeah.
It only picked up 1 KO this week. Zapdos and Porygon both breaking into the 20 KOs. Landorus, probably the bright spot for Lavender Town. 17 KOs. Primarina bumps up, putting the Memphis Muse up into the top 10 Pokemon. 15-2.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't on there before, was he?
Yeah, no, he bumped up a bit. We see Entei still up there for PSG. Metagross, despite not doing much the last few weeks, he had so many KOs those first few weeks. He's still up in the top 10.
Oh yeah.
We see Garchomp break into the top 10 with 14 KOs. Galarian Zapdos breaks in with 13 KOs, and then Arctozolt rounds it out with a 12-3 KD ratio. So
we swapped one of the electric type fossils for another. My Dracozolt for her Arctozolt.
Yep. So I was looking back at season 4, which was the last time we did doubles, which was a pretty similar meta to this. The only difference was that we didn't have the legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like the legendary Pokemon have been super impactful. On some teams, really you can say it more than others, but
also because we can't Dynamax them, so
yeah, that kind of holds them in check for the most part.
Yep.
But I was looking back, and the Pokemon, now again, that was only 8 weeks, so we're going to be looking at what the totals are for after this next week to make comparisons. But the highest KO total was Excadrill that season with 26 KOs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 26 and 6, I think was its
Oh wow.
final. So Excadrill winning the MVP that season for those who remember, for the Denver Ninetales. Yeah, and I was looking at when I had the perfect 8-0 season, like what my differentials and stuff were.
Yep.
And I think that we actually have more differentials this season if the remaining teams go 8-0. I think their differentials will be higher than what I had that season. So pretty interesting stuff. I mean, that could also just, I think a lot of this season is also the expansion to 20 teams and
the extra couple games.
Yeah. So just some interesting stuff to look at for next week as well, to try to compare to last season as we go into that. But actually no, you know what I had for differential? I think it was like 43. What was the differential point? So yeah, so Denver would need to get 6 points here to beat that in this next week. So could it happen? Perhaps, but all right. So with that, Cole, I want to wrap up the podcast, just kind of giving you a chance. You know, you shut down the Titan Reggie Gigas in your game. It was kind of a battle of two teams that have really turned it around. You know, you and Tokyo kind of had early season struggles. She started turning around when she picked up the Reggie Gigas Glam Weezing combo, and just no team could ever stop that. And then you kind of turned it around since picking up Excadrill as more of your kind of Dynamax and sweeping option. So
Yep.
Just tell me kind of what your preparation was for this match, because knowing, like, did you just know, like, okay, this is what she's going to do, and she doesn't have anything else?
Yeah, because I noticed she kind of sticks with the same, you know, at least 5, which was, you know, Reggie, Weezing, Magearna, Mesprit, and Araquanid. And then she always lately has been bringing like around the same 4, which was those first 4, Reggie, Magearna, Weezing, and Mesprit. So that was kind of easy to figure out. And then, I had done the calcs and saw that Choice Banded Adamant Lycanroc does to the showdown usage of Reggie Gigas, which is max HP, max attack. It does a range of 44 to 52% HP. So that first battle that you saw was the low roll. The second battle was the high roll.
Yeah.
So I knew I would...
With the Life Orb recoil, it's a 2-hit KO. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so I knew with the Choice Band, I could knock it out fairly quickly. And even if it did take 3, close combats, what was it going to do to stop that third from coming in? Nothing.
Yeah.
Because she never actually has a status move on it, so I knew she wouldn't have a max guard. And then Amoonguss, as usual, was death fodder. So that was fine. It was going to die. But yeah, you saw that I had the Yachi Berry. I knew she probably wouldn't max Hailstorm the first battle, but I knew the second one she probably would. So once that Yachi Berry popped, I was like, yep, okay, that works.
Yeah, that was pretty big, because that probably would have let her get the first turn KO on Amoonguss. So yeah, Amoonguss had to survive 2 turns.
I wasn't sure what item to give it, but I'm like, you know what? Black Sludge isn't going to matter because it's still going to get hit hard, and the Black Sludge recovery isn't going to be enough. So I was like, you know what? I was like, let me give it a Yachi Berry.
And it worked out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so with that win, that brings you up to 4-3. So that's your 3rd win in a row.
Yeah.
It really brought you back into the thick of it for the playoff hunt. So,
and it was funny because like my comment on your video, I honestly forgot that her Mesprit would have a focus sash. I just doubled into it because I wasn't sure exactly how bulky it was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until after the battle that I did the calcs that I realized the the Max Phantasm from Excadrill actually would have knocked it out in one hit without the close combat. So I could have knocked Mesprit and Magearna out in one shot.
Right, without the focus.
Yeah.
Dash, of course, yeah, but no, I hear you.
I was just like, as long as
I was just making a comment on that, but
yeah. I was like, as long as I can, control the speed game, like stop her from getting Trick Room up, then I'm fine. To like even the first battle, I'm like, I can just ignore Wheezing because I was like, what is it gonna do? Just burn me? Protect? That's really it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Strange Steam might hurt a little bit on QRM, but it's not really wouldn't really do much to Excadrill, and the same with Sludge Bomb.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. I was like, what's Wheezing really gonna do to me? So I'm like, let's just put that off to the side for now, deal with everything else, and then come back to it.
Yeah, if you can figure out, I mean, I don't want to linger too much on Tokyo's team because I've said this before, but if you can just have a Pokemon that can just beat Regigigas and you bring that, and especially if it's a special attacker so that you don't care if Weezing tries to go for Will-O-Wisp, then you can just ignore Weezing like the whole game.
Yeah.
Basically, so.
That's why I had picked up Lycanroc last week prior to my battle against Slateport.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because you knew you needed something that could hit hard there.
Yep, and it's the Lycanroc that I used last season. So,
nice. Wolf
yep,
Beat.
I think. And then Amoonguss is the one that I had actually randomly found while riding through the Forest of Focus. Like not long after the Isle of Armor came out. Yeah, I was just riding through and I ran into an exclamation point in the grass and it was a shiny Fungus and I'm like, okay, that was random, but I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I wasn't actually expecting to do anything with it, but then when I drafted Amoonguss, I'm like, okay, time to evolve this thing. It had been sitting in home for months.
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm like, I didn't need it, so I was just like, I'm just going to leave it there for now.
Yeah, I still remember they gave like that Korean one away forever ago, the shiny Korean one.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the one I still have. But yeah, so some big stuff got the last few weeks. Cole, so I don't know, anything big that you're waiting for or expecting in these last couple weeks?
I mean, I would like to, finish off my season with 3 more wins to have, the other half of my season be a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I said, Daytona, yeah, it's a guaranteed win. El Paso, I have a good chance to beat Tom. Andrew's the one that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Because we've faced each other 3 other times. I beat him the first time, and then I have yet to beat him the last 2 seasons. So I'd like to get at least 1 win back against him.
He's got your number now.
Yeah, it seems like it. Also, the last 2 seasons, he was my first opponent, so it's harder to prep.
Yeah.
If there's nothing to look back on.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you don't know how he likes to run certain things, but
nope. And I've noticed this entire season, he has yet to bring any of his C tiers.
Yeah, well, have you looked at
Because he
him?
likes bringing the same 6 every single week, just like usual. I thought he would switch it up, and then I'm like, oh wait, he hasn't.
No.
He's just pulling the same old Andrew.
Well, he did that to himself by saying he's only going to do Gen 2 Pokemon. Like,
No, I know.
at least I picked a generation with respectable
Right?
Pokemon, like through and through. But
I mean, I'm sure you probably could have done something good with a Gen 2 team anyway.
well, as he's said before, not with how the tier list is. Like
Fair.
you were kind of boxed into certain things, and then you had your C tiers, which
Would have been interesting if he had been able to pick up like Tyranitar or something instead.
what's his A tier?
Hold on, I can actually check because I have somebody else's thing up. His A tier is Entei. So he's still done pretty good with it, considering.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's up there, 15 KOs.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was trying to get all 3 legendary dogs, but he couldn't get Raikou.
Raikou, yeah, because Tom ruined that plan for him.
Yeah, El Paso got that. So, yeah.
I'm surprised Andrew didn't try like trading or something.
You know, Sam, one last thing I want to bring up here before we close this out. I want to plug our new merch that I did. So I redesigned the store a little bit, put a nice little banner on here. Ooh,
oh, yep.
See? And then if you go search for jersey, I mean, you can go to like the end too, but it's just easier to search jersey. We got brand new esports style team jerseys, you know, representing all 20 teams in the league this season. You got your Pokedex number on the back, which is a nice touch. Shout out to Trevor and Couch Pilot Games, Oklahoma City Thunderous, for thinking of that.
Yep.
So we can look at the best team in the league right here.
But we're not looking at Denver.
I when I say best team in the league, I mean over the course of every single season.
Okay. All
right. There's Boston Braviaries, then there's a very far drop, and then there's Denver.
Oh.
And then there's everybody else.
At least they go up to 3XL for us bigger people.
That's right. You gonna pick one up, Cole?
I don't know. I was going to, but then I saw the $45. I'm like,
Nice.
If I do it, I mean, it may not be till like later because I got plans for Christmas that I hope will work out.
I don't know. Tell your mom you want one as your Christmas present.
Oh, trust me, our plans is kind of my Christmas present, so we're most likely going international.
Nice. We've already sold a few, so thanks to everybody who's already checked them out. I should be able to order mine by the end of this week, so that'll be exciting stuff. I'll definitely be wearing that all around. But yeah, definitely check them out. Still deciding what I want to do for next season. Still waiting on more information about Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, but maybe we'll have more teams added to this. We'll see. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. 7 weeks in the books, 3 left. Make sure to comment down below which of those teams that are kind of in the thick of it do you think are going to make the playoffs. Give me 5. List 5. I'll even be generous. Just give me 3. Give me 3 guarantees that you think they'll get in there. And as always, stay classy, society.